Hello beautiful people and welcome to the channel Life After Narc. My name's Debbie and I talk about all things to do with narcissistic, abusive and toxic relationships, as well as looking at healing from them. And today's video, why are you attracted to the narcissist? A female perspective. Before I get into the body of the video, if you enjoy it, please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel and share with your friends and family, anyone who you think may benefit. We really do need to start educating people out there about these toxic relationships so that we can start to make good choices for ourselves and look after ourselves and take care of ourselves. So, why are you attracted to the narcissist? Well, generally, they're attractive to you in some way. That could be looks, it could be something that they do, something that they say, but you're attracted to them on a hormonal level. They've knocked you off of your feet, they've pulled the rug from under you, and you are floating in ecstasy because you believe that this person loves you and you've never been loved like this before. This is the prince, the knight in shining armor who's come to rescue you, who's come to save you. Or it's the bad boy, the motorcyclist, the drummer from a band, the person who's into extreme sports. They're the bad boy. And you may be attracted to both of them for different reasons. Now, when we are young as women, and remember I'm speaking about this from a female perspective, we are read fairy stories such as Cinderella. Cinderella's prince couldn't recognize her face. He could only recognize her foot and her shoe. That's strange. Sleeping Beauty was woken up by the prince, by him kissing her. A little bit of necrophilia maybe. Think about Wuthering Heights, Cathy and Heathcliff. When Cathy dies, Heathcliff goes and digs up her body out of the grave, and he's the bad boy in the relationship. She has her problems as well, but he's the bad boy. He digs her body up and holds her. So we believe that these people have come to save us. Now, the reason we may choose the bad boy, the big bad wolf, because he's going to take us away from our mundane, boring lives. We're going to get on the back of a motorbike. We're going to be the groupie in a band, but we're going to be something special. We're going to be noticed and recognized. We're going to be famous. And these two choices could be because of things that you experienced as a child. For example, if you choose the bad boy, you may well have gone through some sort of traumatic experience, rebelling against your parents. If you choose the knight in shining armor, you may well have been forced to believe that this is what you should be looking for in a relationship. Nothing is further from the truth. And these fairy stories, I believe, really need to stop, because they are not fairy stories. They're actually horror stories when you think about it. So you have either the prince, the knight, or you have the bad boy, the big bad wolf. And we're conned into them, into believing that they're going to offer us something that we've never experienced before. The prince brings us this gifts and this wonderful, he sweeps us off our feet. We are enamored by his affection, by his love, by the gifts that he bestows on us. The bad boy takes you on the back of his bike and you go zooming off at 300 miles an hour. And you've got the adrenaline rush and you're jumping out of planes and you're doing all of these things that you would never have normally done. But both of them are the same people. Both of them have narcissistic traits. Both of them are no good for you. As I say, they've offered us something that we've believed in from being children. And we're hooked. We're hooked to this ideal that we have of the prince, of the bad boy, and how we are going to change our lives and live that way. The prince offers you a home, a castle, children, money, a car. He offers to look after you for the rest of your life. The bad boy offers you fun, happiness, joy, excess, everything that you would expect to happen within that kind of relationship does happen, perhaps even really good sex. And we, as I say, are hooked. They love bombers in their different ways. One will be an exciting way of love bombing. The other one will be the more romantic way of love bombing, but it's still love bombing. And we think they're perfect for us. We think, wow, this is the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life. I'm going to marry them. I'm going to have their children. But they've started to control you. Their coercive control. They've started to place little things in the way that you may not notice at first, such as, I don't like this colour curtain. Can we have that colour curtain? Or the bad boy will say, come on, get on the back of the bike. Yeah, I've had a few beers, but it's okay. I'm fine. I've driven like this many, many times before. And you believe them. So you do what they ask. They also start to tell you about their traumatic childhood, the pain that they went through with their parents, with their family. And you feel, oh, this is so sad. I can fix them. I can help them to heal. This is my duty as their girlfriend, as their fiance, as their future wife. I'm going to fix them. Because you're the empath, you want to heal them. And then they start to tell you about their crazy exes. And it seems strange, but all their exes are crazy. And you think, this poor guy, he's gone through all of this. I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to show them that I can be a nice person. I can be a good person. Guys, if they start to tell you about their crazy exes, and there's more than one, then the problem is not the ex, it's probably them. Okay, the wolf or the prince. But you still think you can nurture them, you can look after them, you will not be this crazy person, you will not be the crazy ex, because you're going to marry them, you're going to be with them forever. This is your dream. And we have these highly addictive hormones that are released by our brain, oxytocin and dopamine in the romantic sexual side of a relationship, and adrenaline is released when you're on the back of a motorbike and you're traveling at 300 miles an hour. Because it's a fear, but it's also fun and exciting. And then later on, the first toxic incident occurs. It could be something small. It could be something big. But when that toxic incident does occur, you start to have these doubts, but you poo-poo them and push them aside and say, well, no, they didn't mean it, because they told you that they didn't mean it. Now, this could be anything from them not contacting you for a few days, as in the prince may do that, or the big bad wolf perhaps throwing you around a bit more physical abusive, perhaps drinking a lot more, perhaps taking drugs. But you think to yourself, well, no, they're not going to do that again. They love me. They do love me. They told you they were sorry. They said, I'm sorry I did this. They told you they won't do it again. They told you that they'll seek therapy, that they'll get help, they'll change. And they told you it's because of what you did that they acted like that. And you start to gaslight yourself and believe that you're the one to blame. You're the reason that this person abused you in some way. The love bombing begins again when you've accepted them back. Then the devaluation begins, and then the discard begins. And so the cycle goes on and on and on until you decide to end it, or the narcissistic personality type leaves. Hopefully you'll start to recognize these traits early on in the relationship. Hopefully you'll wake up to them. You may not, but don't blame yourself. You've been conned by some of the best con men out there. And remember, I'm talking from a female perspective here. So if you are a man, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments below. But if any of these show up in a relationship, they are red flags and you should be aware of them. Grab your handbag and run. Run as far and as fast as you can, because they don't change. They will never change. they will continue. And each time they do this, it gets worse. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you next time. Blessed be.